Good evening and welcome to Newsfeed. Today is Thursday, February 15th. I'm Erin Dolan.
And I'm Catherine Ragukas. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Now let's head to local news.
Students at the Ross School of Business are rebuilding their relationship with Procter & Gamble company after a lecture with a representative went awry. On January 22nd, a representative of the company visited the school to speak to students about marketing tactics. During a Q&A session afterwards, students used the Live Pigeonhole app to anonymously send in questions pertaining almost exclusively to the recent Tide Pod Challenge phenomenon. P&G contacted the school soon after the lecture, expressing their disappointment at the students' inappropriate questions. After students were informed of the company's reaction to the session, they were instructed to form action plans to remedy the situation. P&G's frustration has the potential to have dire consequences, as the company is a major recruiter of Ross graduates. A small group of students, however, wrote an official apology letter, and the school has reported they will maintain a partnership with the company.
Over a year ago, hackers sent racist and anti-Semitic emails on university servers to students. Today, the university is still dealing with concerns on how to best reach students in cases of internet security. Just last month, many students received a UMich email encouraging them to download Wildfire, a supposed new safety alert system application. It, however, was not sent by or affiliated with the University of Michigan. DPSS currently sends alerts to students, but the university is unsure what measures are needed for a more accurate and efficient system.
A local Michigan dog is now a nationally recognized champion. Flynn, a 6-year-old Bichon Frise from Plymouth, Michigan, won the Best in Show title at the 142nd Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show this past Tuesday. Under the lights of the prestigious Madison Square Garden, Flynn became the second Bichon Frise to win the title. Out of 202 breeds and almost 3,000 entries, Flynn brought his win home to Metro Detroit owners Lori and Lawrence, who also own a veterinary clinic and a kennel. Following the big win, Flynn appeared on The View, Fox & Friends, and Good Morning America, as well as visited the Empire State Building. Flynn's handler, Bill McFadden, stated the whole thing, quote, feels a little unreal. Yesterday, February 14th, all across the nation, Americans young and old celebrated Valentines Day. Chocolates, flowers, and cards are staples on this Hallmark holiday. However, celebrations of Valentine's Day differ across the globe. Here's international students Louis Guiron discussing the differences between celebrations of Valentine's Day in the United States and in France.
I'm Louis Guiron. I'm from Nice, France, which is in the southeast of France, and I'm in engineering because I'm probably a nerd. If you have like a girlfriend, you go on a date, something, like a restaurant, something like that, and have like a gift, right? Like a small birthday present. You could get like, I don't know, like anything, basically like some clothes, something like that. But yeah, you would probably like get a rose, but it's kind of an older person thing. Like chocolate and like stuffed animals, kind of what you expect. Not what you expect, but like, it's like if you don't know what else to get, you just get that. That's how I see it. If you just go when someone like that, you didn't like actually date, like hadn't anything going on, it would just be like weird and sketchy and.
So do you make Valentines? Like, is that not a thing either?
Make Valentines? I can make a person named Valentine.
No.
I know you guys like do something in the whole classroom, like everyone gets a car or something like that.
Yeah.
That's weird. Why celebrate in France?
Yeah.
Well, you know why it's celebrated in the US? Well, yeah, there's a guy like named Valentine. He's like a saint of like gloves and fake news like that.
How do you say like Happy Valentine's Day in French? What would the terms be?
Joyeux Saint Valentin.
Oh, that was.
Thanks, Lauren and Louis, for showing us a different side of Valentine's Day culture. Now on to national news.
On Tuesday, 3 of the nation's top intelligence officials confirmed that they have seen evidence of Russian meddling in the upcoming midterm elections. This is part of what they believe to be Moscow's escalating cyber assault on American and European democracies. National Intelligence Director Dan Coates and Admiral Mike Rogers, the head of National Security Agency, agreed that Russia's interference is ongoing and that it will, quote, not change or stop, calling the meddling, quote, pervasive. Coming off the heels of the United States concluding that Moscow interfered in the 2016 United States general election, this again forces Americans to be on their toes and become better prepared to deal with Russian interference in campaigns and elections until the American government can find a way to stop the Russians.
At least 17 people are dead as a result of a shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. The suspect in custody is Nicholas Cruz, a former student who has been previously expelled for undisclosed disciplinary reasons. The shooting occurred just 10 minutes before the end of the school day. When students and staff evacuated out of the building, they were met with many parents and law enforcement officials. This story is still developing.
Amid recent scandals, President Donald Trump has promised to sign a measure at preventing the systematic sexual abuse perpetrated by Olympic gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar. Sponsored by Senator Dianne Feinstein, Democrat from California, the legislation will create an organization within the Olympic Committee that would be responsible for handling reports about abuse and making sure it is processed correctly. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some international news.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Got to the University of Michigan, I went to Festival.
I first got involved on campus through an organization called ALMA, which stands for Assisting Latinos to Maximize Achievement.
My RA in East Quad, she invited me to join the Residence Halls Association.
I first got involved on campus actually at orientation.
Researching when I actually did my admissions process at the University of Michigan and saw that there was something called the Michigan Learning Communities.
My friend, she was the president of Noir Fashion Show.
I actually am the founder of the organization that I'm representing.
It all really happened just because I was kind of following, well, it's cliche, but I mean, I was following my heart.
Welcome back to Newsfeed. Let's see what's happening around the globe.
South African President Jacob Zuma resigned today. His 9-year presidency ended after a string of corruption scandals when the African National Congress Party ordered him to step down. Citizens were initially optimistic about Zuma's presidency 9 years ago, but as time went on, Zuma's friends and business partners began to have significant influence in government operations. If Zuma hadn't resigned, he would have most likely been forced out by a vote of no confidence. He leaves office having weakened South Africa's economy. Zuma will be replaced as president by Cyril Ramaphosa following a vote in parliament.
After a 14-month-long investigation, the Israeli police had concluded the investigation against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for corruption. The police announced on Tuesday that charges are recommended to be brought against the Prime Minister. According to the Israeli police, the investigation has found that from 2007 to 2016, Netanyahu and his family were recipients of expensive cigars, champagne, and jewelry from supporters, including Hollywood mogul Arnon Milchan. Netanyahu pushed for and signed into force in 2008 the so-called Milchan Law, which ensures Israelis who return to live in Israel from abroad are exempt from paying taxes for 10 years. Netanyahu rejected the allegations, claiming that, quote, it is not illegal to accept gifts from friends. A police spokesman pointed, however, that, quote, the relationship between the Prime Minister and Mr. Milchan was a bribery relationship that amounted to a criminal offense and not an innocent relationship between friends.
As we all know, the 2018 Winter Olympics are well underway. One of the major storylines of the Olympics this year is that North and South Korea have merged into a single Korean team. However, in North Korea, the Olympic Games have yet to be aired on Korean Central Television. The only claimed reporting that has been done from North Korea on the Games has been on the political topics surrounding the Games. The Korean Central Television station isn't known for showing live programs, but it still raises attention that the only broadcast video of the athletes so far has been of them leaving Pyeongchang and arriving back in North Korea. In previous years, they've shown 1 to 2 hours of the Games nightly, but due to the lack of coverage this year, some have questioned if North Korea is suffering a problem obtaining successful broadcasting rights. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. I'm Erin Dolan.
And I'm Catherine Ragukas.
And you've just been Newsfed.